Hello and welcome. You're watching NDTV 24/7. My name is Kitty Behel. It's been a day of fast-paced developments. Now, the update that's coming in at this point in time, we're learning that Prime Minister Modi has invited the King of Bhutan, the President of Sri Lanka, Prime Ministers of Nepal, Bangladesh and Mauritius as well for his swearing-in ceremony. The swearing-in ceremony of Prime Minister Modi and his cabinet is expected to take place on 8th of June, that is on Saturday. But before that, of course, the NDA is going to stake claim to form the next government. And, high-profile leaders from the King of Bhutan to President of Sri Lanka and Prime Ministers of Nepal, Bangladesh and Mauritius have been invited by Prime Minister Modi for his swearing-in ceremony. My colleague Ghazali joins us on the broadcast here. Getting us more on that. Well, Ghazali, we are expecting that the NDA will stake claim to form the next government in a few days from now, and the swearing-in ceremony is also expected around June 8th. And before that, invitations have been sent out to the King of Bhutan as well as Prime Ministers of Nepal, Bangladesh, Mauritius, and also the President of Sri Lanka now.
See, this also signifies the neighborhood first policy of the Prime Minister of the current government, of the NDA government, that the King of Bhutan, the President of Sri Lanka, the Prime Ministers of Nepal, Bangladesh and Mauritius have been invited for the swearing-in ceremony. And through the day, the Prime Minister also received congratulatory messages from the world leaders, including Joe Biden, British PM Rishi Sunak, French President Emmanuel Macron, and Russian President Vladimir Putin. So, we are also expecting that more invitations could go out for foreign leaders to come and attend the swearing-in ceremony of Prime Minister Narendra Modi for his third term after this election.
All right. Thank you so much, Ghazali, for getting us all of that information. Well, definitely, as you've pointed out, this is reflective of India's neighborhood first policy. Now that Prime Ministers of Nepal, Bangladesh, as well as Mauritius have been invited, and the King of Bhutan has also been invited by the Prime Minister for his swearing-in ceremony. Well, the NDA is going to stake claim to form the next government in a few days from now. Well, hectic developments have taken place today also. There have been hints from the India bloc leaders also that they could also look at other possibilities. Well, what really happens in the next few days, that remains to be seen. We'll get you more on that. Meanwhile, President Murmu today hosts dinner for the outgoing Modi cabinet. The dinner meeting is still underway. We are learning. These pictures have come in. This comes just a day after the Lok Sabha results were announced. President Murmu had invited the outgoing cabinet for this dinner meet. In those pictures, Prime Minister Modi, Mr. Jagdeep Dhankar, as well as Mr. Om Birla and other leaders of the party, as well as the cabinet, the outgoing cabinet members were seen participating here in this dinner meet. All right, we have some more updates that are coming in regarding the India bloc meeting. We are learning that lots of interaction that has taken place in the meeting that points to the consensus that came out from the meeting was that even though the India bloc did not have the numbers, but they do not want to specify that they would remain in the opposition, but instead would take steps appropriately. Well, that's the statement that came in from Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge. We are learning Abhishek Banerjee also in the meeting has said that at least 3 MPs from the BJP were in touch with the TMC to join them. Well, others have said we must walk the path carefully and raise issues and bring out the contradictions of the NDA alliance. All right. Well, that is the latest coming in at this point in time. The important details that are coming in from the India bloc meeting that was held today. All right. Let's first listen into what Mr. Kharge said. We'll get you more details about this meeting as well.
The people's mandate has given befitting reply to the BJP and their politics of hate, corruption and deprivation. This is a mandate in defense of the Constitution of India and against price rise, unemployment and crony capitalism, and also to save democracy. The India bloc will continue to fight against the fascist rule of the BJP led by Modi.
Okay, my colleague Sunil Prabhu is also now joining us on the broadcast. He was right at Mr. Kharge's residence, tracking all the developments there. Well, Sunil, we are learning more information that has come out from the India bloc meeting. There has been a consensus on the fact that even though the India bloc did not have numbers, they are going to tread cautiously in the coming days, and they haven't really, they wouldn't want to specify that they would remain in the opposition. They would remain in the opposition, but instead would take steps appropriately. That is what Mr. Kharge also said in his statement, that appropriate steps will be taken at the appropriate time.
That's right. And one of the reasons why they did want to say specifically that they'll remain in the opposition is because the India alliance at this present juncture wants to watch and wait and see how Prime Minister Narendra Modi works with Nitish Kumar, with Chandrababu Naidu, as well as various other alliance partners to ensure that they are kind of alliance in terms of how they, some of them are asking for speakership, some of them in cabinet ministers, key portfolios. How is the BJP ready to give in, and whether everything is going to move smoothly? The President of India is expected to invite Prime Minister Narendra Modi in the next day or two, if not earlier, to stake claim and form a government because he will have the comfortable majority. And it's in that backdrop that they would like to see how, that entire India alliance plays out. There will have to be a vote of confidence. And in the subsequent days, there is assembly elections which are due in Maharashtra, where the BJP, as well as the Eknath Shinde, as well as the NCP, Ajit Pawar, have done miserably in the present Lok Sabha polls. How it plays out, as well as in Haryana. So the India alliance is waiting and watching, and that's the reason why they're saying we will see how they internally contradict themselves and ultimately play it out in terms of when to take that appropriate decision at the appropriate time.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Sunil, for getting us all those details there. So no final decision has been taken yet in the meeting whether the India bloc leaders are going to sit in the opposition in the parliament. There could be some efforts made to woo the NDA partners maybe, but that all remains to be seen. They are in a wait and watch mode. As my colleague Sunil Prabhu has been telling us here, that they are going to see how Nitish Kumar is going to react in the coming days, and on the basis of that, they are going to make their next move. Well, now, shifting our focus now, we've spoken to a number of leaders throughout the day from the opposition bloc as well as from the NDA. Now, Congress winning candidate Gaurav Gogoi from Jorhat, he's snatched the seat from the BJP and won with a very big margin. He's spoken to NDTV. Let's listen into what he had to say.
Gaurav, congratulations. It is a battle well fought. You wrested Jorhat from BJP by a margin of 1.44 lakh votes. And you had the Chief Minister of Assam and the entire BJP, machinery out there to defeat you.
Well, all the credit lies with the people of Jorhat. Jorhat was one of the few Lok Sabha constituencies in India where the polling percentage had increased, and largely that was due to first-time voters and a lot of outstation voters who flew back to Jorhat, to Assam, just to cast their vote. And their vote was in favor of positive, principle-based politics. And I must say, you took the Chief Minister's name. Yes, he did campaign quite a lot. But I found, Maria, that his campaign actually benefited my campaign. The way the Chief Minister and his acolytes in the cabinet campaigned, I actually call them my surprise star campaigners, because the more they came and visited Jorhat, the more they campaigned in Jorhat,
right,
the more my votes increased. And
right,
so I'm quite grateful to them as well.
Okay, that was Gaurav Gogoi speaking to NDTV there. Well, Mr. Tharoor has also spoken to us, and we do understand he's once again retained the Thiruvananthapuram seat. It was a tight contest there with BJP's Rajiv Chandrasekhar also fighting on that seat. But after the surprise performance by the India bloc. Listen into what Mr. Tharoor had to say.
Congratulations, you've had a difficult election campaign in Thiruvananthapuram, but you won, and so congratulations for that.
Thank you.
There is intense speculation, as you might expect now, given that the performance of the BJP hasn't quite been what they would have expected. Nitish Kumar and Chandrababu Naidu, obviously, there is conversations on whether the India alliance can actually reach out to them. Is that something at all realistic?
Well, actually, even as we're speaking now, the India Alliance is meeting at the leadership level. So I honestly don't know what the discussions are and where that's heading. But I would imagine that there is an understandable sense of flux everywhere at the moment because the BJP is so substantially short of a majority by itself that it needs reliable allies to stay with it. I'm assuming that they are in conversation with their own allies to begin with and that other possibilities will also be examined by the parties concerned. But for now, right now, I think the two alliances are meeting within themselves, and we'll see what comes out of that process.
Mr. Tharoor, the NDA is taking claim this evening itself. Some would suggest that, the timing indicates a willingness to move quickly, not wait for demands to be made by alliance members or partners, etc., etc. How do you see this move?
Look, I mean, I think it's their business, and I'm not the one to comment on it. But I do believe, as somebody who is part of this wonderful sort of festival of democracy that we've just concluded, that the BJP is going to have to learn to work better with allies. I think from what we saw of the way in which they treated their allies in the first couple of terms, there was a kind of take it or leave it attitude to many of their decisions. And they got away with it because the allies knew they weren't needed there. BJP had a majority by themselves. Now the allies know very much that they're indispensable, that without allies the BJP can't pass its budget, can't pass laws, can't stay in office. And I think that's going to change very much the tone, tenor and modus operandi of the government. And that will be for the good. That will be better for our country's democracy. I've often argued that we've been underrating the value of coalition governments in our politics. And I think it'll be good for the BJP as well to learn to work with others. And I hope that'll extend to working with the opposition in Parliament as well, because we are not going to be an insubstantial opposition. We have the numbers that require them to take us very seriously.
All right. What is the course of action that the India bloc going to take the next few days? That remains to be seen, of course. All right. Now, talking about West Bengal here, it has been a shock defeat for Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary in Bengal's Behrampur. Yusuf Pathan defeated Congress's 5-time sitting MP Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary from Behrampur in Bengal. Listen into what Yusuf Pathan had to say.
क्रिकेट के मैदान में इनकी करिश्मा तो हम देख चुके हैं, लेकिन इस बार चुनावी मैदान में भी यूसुफ पठान का करिश्मा हमने देखा है। अधीर रंजन चौधरी को हराने के बाद आपको जायंट किलर का जो ख्याति वो दिया जा रहा है, बताया जा रहा है। ममता बनर्जी ने 1984 में जायंट किलर का मॉनिकर जो है वो जीते थे, बड़े व्यक्ति राजनीति में हराकर। आप भी एक बड़े व्यक्ति जो कई सालों से राजनीति में है, उस टर्म से, उस क्षेत्र से एमपी है, उनको हराया है। क्या महसूस कर रहे हैं पहली बार इस जीत के बारे में?
बहुत अच्छा महसूस कर रहा हूँ और बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, क्योंकि जो अपॉर्चुनिटी मुझे दिया गया था यहाँ पे लोगों के लिए काम करने के लिए, अब मैं उनके लिए काम करूँगा, तो वो सोच के और वो फील करके बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है।
हम जब आपको बहरामपुर में इंटरव्यू किए थे, आप एक क्रिकेट मैदान में कैंपेन कर रहे हैं और हमने आपको पूछे थे कि आप इसको कैसे देखते हैं, T20 या टेस्ट क्रिकेट के हिसाब से? आपने बोला था टेस्ट क्रिकेट है, लंबी इनिंग्स है, पेशेंस के साथ खेलना है। अब ये इनिंग्स शुरू होने जा रहा है, तो गार्ड लेने से पहले क्या थॉट्स है?
कोई थॉट्स नहीं है, जो थॉट्स थे वो सारे ख़त्म हो चुके। अब बैटिंग करने जाना है, गार्ड लेना है और बैटिंग करना स्टार्ट करना है। तो अब ये है कि जो लोगों से बातें की है मैंने और जो समस्या है उनकी सुनी है, तो उसके ऊपर काम करना है और लोगों के लिए आसानी करनी है।
क्या आपका अधीर चौधरी से कुछ बात हुए है जीत के बाद? क्या उन्होंने आपको अभिनंदन देने के लिए कुछ बताया है, फोन वोन किए हैं?
नहीं, मेरा बात तो नहीं हुआ उनसे, लेकिन आपने जैसा सवाल किया तो मैंने उनको आपके माध्यम से ही बेस्ट विशेष भेजा कि उनको कि उनके जो लंबे करियर रहा पॉलिटिक्स में, तो अब वो नेक्स्ट कहीं पे भी जाएंगे, वो जो भी काम करेंगे, तो उसके लिए उनको बेस्ट विशेस मैंने भेजे हैं और अभी भी मैं आपके माध्यम से उनको बेस्ट विशेस भेजता हूँ।
Well, shifting our focus from Bengal to Odisha now. It's been a historic victory for the BJP in Odisha. The BJP won 78 out of 147 seats in Odisha and is all set to form the next government in the state. But who will be the chief minister? That is yet to be decided. Listen into what Mr. Naveen Patnaik and Dharmendra Pradhan had to say.
Education हो, irrigation हो, agriculture हो, महिला मानव के लिए सब कुछ हमने छुआ है और सुंदर काम करा है। हमने कुछ भी शर्म नहीं होनी चाहिए हमारे 24 साल की सरकार के बारे में।
कल रात तक जो नतीजा आया 21 में से 20 लोकसभा की आशीर्वाद मिला। पहली बार उड़ीसा में भारतीय जनता पार्टी की नेतृत्व में सरकार भी बनने वाला है। ये महाप्रभु जगन्नाथ जी की ही कृपा है, मोदी जी की जादू है।
All right, with that, it's time for a short break here. More news and updates will continue on the other side. Stay tuned. Welcome back after the break. Now we are going to make you meet one of the youngest MPs of India. LJP Shambhavi Chaudhary is a winner from Bihar, Samastipur, and she is going to enter the parliament at the age of 25. Listen into what she had to say.
Welcome change. You're also a third generation politician. So what made you choose the LJP, not a very significant player, a smaller ally of the JDU and BJP? You could have chosen one of the bigger parties in the state.
Why I chose Lok Jan Shakti Party basically was I am young, I am a youth, and I think I connect with youth more. I saw a comfortable and secured future in our party president Chirag Paswan, and you mentioned one thing that I could have gone with Janata Dal United or Bharatiya Janata Party, but I chose Lok Jan Shakti Party because I think the future of Bihar lies in Lok Jan Shakti Party, and as you can see, it's the only party of the state that has got a 100% strike rate. Despite having the party's name changed, we had a different election symbol also. So earlier this party was contesting on a bangla. The bungalow was their election symbol, but this time when we were contesting, we had the helicopter was our election symbol. And despite having a new symbol, a new name to the party, and this was the first election that we fought after respected Ramvilas Paswan ji passed away, and despite all these consequences, we have a 100% strike rate, and this party has always given a 100% strike rate, be it the 2014 elections, 2019 elections, and now the 2024 elections. For 3 elections, all the candidates of the party have been winning. So I think maybe prior to today, there could have been speculations about this party not being strong, but we have, I think, worked very hard, and we have been successfully, Chirag Bhaiya has successfully been able to establish this party as a key party in Bihar politics.
All right, we have some more news now. Indian origin astronaut Sunita Williams rocketed into space and created global history by becoming the first woman to test a spacecraft on its mission. Incidentally, she helped design over the last decade. Ms. Williams overflew India on the way to space. This is astronaut Sunita Williams' third space mission, and she tests a spacecraft she helped design. This liftoff happened on the third attempt, and the liftoff was nominal, and the Starliner got the correct orbit, and it will dock the International Space Station a day later.